Came with 4 things: the car, extra bumper, manual and tools and a few stickers, and a remote. That's everything that was inside the box. So that is a good looking car. One thing I can already tell, is that they angled the way the hood pin goes, so it's not going to be scratching the hood. I hate putting hood pins in and scratching the Lexan. Just a little pet peeve. Just feels nice and sturdy. Well, that's clean looking. I like the rear diffuser. Front bumper looks really good. Solid. Shocks are nice. The wheels feel good. Very similar in size compared to the HPI WR8. HPI sits a little higher. They look so good together. The thickness and quality of this body is really good. All the decals and a thick layer of paint, the plastic injection molded parts make it really sturdy. I like the colors. Red Bull livery, can't go wrong. Also can't go wrong with this instant classic RIP K block. But the chassis are completely different. Everything is on the other side, or opposite of each other. It's really interesting to see the different approaches. Still really like the HPI WR8. I think they're the same wheelbase. I like that the CEN has that rear diffuser. Everything's completely different. So I really like this rear bumper diffuser coming off the chassis on the CEN. I feel like it would just benefit this car. But I also really like that the spur and pinion gear are enclosed, protecting the motor that much more, unlike here. And I also really like the fact that I'm sure soon to come is this chassis shroud. There's posts for something to be held in place there, so I'm sure they're just working on getting the right design for it. So those are some of the things that I like and compared to the WR8. I haven't driven it yet, obviously, but I can only imagine that it's, you know, the same amount of fun as the WR8. I'll probably raise the shocks a little bit, as both the front and rear are on the lower setting on the arms. So but yeah, great vehicles. Be interesting to see if they came out with a nitro one. That'd be pretty cool. That's wishful thinking though. Another thing that would be cool is if they came out with a different body. Probably like, you know, Hyundai's got some really cool stuff going on right now. Something different. The hatchbacks are cool though. So even, you know, Volkswagen, whatever. Sick of seeing all these Fords, so it'd be cool to see something different. But yeah, these cars are awesome. It's gonna be fun to compare them. There's a little comparison of the WR8 and the M Sport. M Sport definitely looks a little better. Plus this body's had it, but yeah. Anyways, that's for anyone who's wondering. Thanks for checking it out. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever, YouTube stuff. All right, a couple thoughts on this CEN M Sport. I think that it should have came with the chassis shroud already. It fills up with dirt. Sometimes the steering gets locked up because it's debris. So this should have come at the release of the vehicle. I don't know why they would have put these mount points for a shroud without selling us the shroud or shroud. So that's one thing I find completely annoying. I kept having to flip it over and shake all the rocks out of the dish. So another thing is that this body brace support didn't come pre-installed, and I had to trim a piece of it off. That's not a big deal, it's just kind of annoying for something that's RTR, and the thing you needed to trim off was specific for this body. So if they're gonna do that, they should have thought a little bit more about making it universal or already installed or whatever. I think that's a little bit annoying. And then I found the weak point. It's the axles. These axles are not very strong looking. If you go ahead and look up the spare parts on eBay and you see one, you'll know what I'm talking about. Maybe someone else will run into this issue with it. Well, I'm sure someone else will, but another thing is the body is so low that it just continues to dig into the ground, and because of that, the debris gets flung back into here, and it does look kind of like nosedives, shovels. So if it rolls, over or does a flip or something, the power will cut out. It'll either take a minute to reboot and connect to the radio, or it will actually turn off and you have to turn it back on. So I don't know if this power system is extremely reliable, or if it's the switch, or if it's the receiver. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was kind of glitchy. I didn't really get to test it on 3S because I was trying to see what the deal was with 2S. By the time I was ready to test it on 3S, I broke the axle. It's not going to be too expensive to repair, it's just kind of annoying, and I think they should definitely be an upgraded part. I think they should definitely release this shroud, and I think that they should pre-mount this for this body. I will say that that may be an indication that they're coming out with another body variant for this platform. Well, we can only hope. And if they do that, hopefully it's not a freaking shovel. The ride height's actually kind of low for this vehicle. Well, that's based off the terrain I was running it on. So if you're running it on perfect dirt without any rocks or any little holes or imperfections, it'll be fun. But if you have any rocks or anything, it's gonna bounce around a lot. The HPI has the clearance, and you can just, you know, skip right over things. But this one's much lower. Can't really see because the tires, your tires off, but it's much lower in the front, and with that shovel on the front fender of the body, it just really digs in. This one skips and glides right over it. Obviously some battle scars, but yeah, HPI for sure. This one's a little bit longer, a little bit wider by about 1/2 inch both ways. So anyways, that's my afterthought on this. They should have mounted this, they should have gave us the shroud already, and they should have stronger axles, especially for people who are going to run this on 3S. I didn't even run it on 3S. Granted, it was a little bit cold, but not cold enough for a break. Anywho, I'll get this thing fixed and, you know, continue to test it. Oh, besides the shovel, it's also really weak here at this point. I feel like they should have done something differently. That's pretty vulnerable, if you ask me, especially on a bend. This is about to shred. But yeah, see, they should have thought that out a little more. You can see that they were going for, you know, directly competing with the HPI, and it's definitely on board with it. It's just, those are my few, those are the few things that I would prefer for it to have had. Anywho, thanks for your interest. If you get one, you know what to look out for. Don't let any of this stuff stop you.